So I know many of you guys have chinchillas like this. This one really likes to see me. Or really likes treats. And she's okay if you touch her up here. Are you trying to grab this chinchilla? Ooh, you're in for a fight. So I'm gonna grab her anyway. Oh, she's probably gonna pee on me now. Yep. Here we go. Oh, come here. One hand. I'm trying to pluck a lot of this fur out. Feel that. You're gonna want a towel. Remember, this is a friendly chinchilla because I've had her for a while, but she did not come from a breeder very friendly. She really does not like people. She loves to bite and pee. And added bonus that she may be pregnant and she is wearing collars. Let's do it in here. Eat this. So, this is a chinchilla comb that's got little needles for teeth. The difference between grooming for show and grooming to remove the fur is you're actually just going to groom this chinchilla until no fur comes out. She's not going to be very happy about this. She'll put up with it for a little while and then she's going to start trying to pee on me. So it doesn't matter which direction you groom them when you're just trying to remove fur. You see I'm putting my hand on top of her head? That's because I know for sure if I put my fingers in front of her, she's going to bite me. So this can take 15, 20 minutes. You just got to be patient. And unlike show grooming, you know, in show grooming, we'll remove this fur because you don't want the fur in the comb to pull out more fur. In this case, we want to leave this fur in the comb. And we want to build up a nice wad of it because it helps pull out the fur. Come see. Oh, she got a mat there already. Got 2 of them. And to be honest, she doesn't have any denser coat than any of my other chins. In fact, she's got quite a bit less density than many of my stock, but she just has a type of fur that's really fine. It constantly sheds. It sticks to everything. Looks good on the show table. As I recall, she did pretty darn well. So the catch with brushing back here is this is really kind of sticky. You don't want to stick the comb in real deep and pull out because you'll remove all the fur. It'll slip. You just kind of want to stick a little, you know, maybe the top quarter to half, don't bite me, top quarter to half inch of the fur and start there and then work your way deeper. Is she gonna be mad tomorrow? Probably. Is she gonna be mad after I pull out a note or two? Nah. She'll get over it. I mean, she might pee on me a couple times, but they get over it pretty quick. You can't see this, but when she shook her head there and did that, she actually slipped some fur. It's like a little bit too deep, too big of a knot. And this is what I mean by fur buildup. I'm building up quite a base of fur there. For show grooming, you don't want that. You want to pull that out. Sorry, my friend. Get back here. gotten so much better at this. I've had her 2 years, and she used to be like grooming the Tasmanian devil. I mean, I'd come out bloody and ugly and covered in pee. But you gotta do this. If you don't, they get some pretty bad mats. And to be honest, I breed away from this. So I got her in with a male that does not do this. And when her babies are old enough and place well enough, I will show them this year. I will likely sell her as a pet, or to another breeder that doesn't mind this much work. Because with this particular chinchilla, I end up doing this every 3 to 4 months. I really have to groom out. Now she's getting angry. Come back here. And see how much fur I'm getting? And this fur is just going to help me pull out other fur without using up an entire lint roller. I'm just going to brush whatever looks hairy and that she presents me with, because I don't really want to get bit or peed on. And I don't really want this to be stressful for her either, even though she's pretty unhappy. Or I should say she's disgruntled. When she really gets angry, it gets ugly. Lots of blood. I don't know if you can see her rear here, but if you look, you see all that hair that's still hanging out? See how much I got in a brush? And this is after I've done this. About 2 weeks ago, I sat down and really groomed her. But you can see this line here. This is a priming line, so all this up here is new fur. All this down here is this old fur that's coming out. She's pretty resigned to being disgruntled. Mildly angry. You can see her tail twitching there. So you can see how much fur I've got in this comb. That's about as much as it can hold before. Oh, calm down. Nobody needs to lose any fingers today. You can't see it, but there's still a ton of fur on this chinchilla. So we keep grooming. And she keeps being grumpy. And you can't see it, or probably hear it in the video, but she's gone through several stages of being angry, teeth chattering, threatening to bite me. Just be persistent. Keep the same rhythm. She's actually biting my leg right now. Such an angry girl. Now I've got most of the fur on her back. I want this stuff on the sides here. Don't be afraid to brush her in whatever direction you think will get the most fur out. Of course, she isn't as tickled with this particular direction. See how much more fur I got? I'm not actually holding her down, I'm just giving her a place to hide without touching her teeth. Or letting her teeth touch me. And sort of just covering her eyes. Trust me, you'll feel better when I'm done. So some of you are saying, man, my chin would never do this. They go flying off my lap and this, that, and the other. Well, you notice she only tried to jump twice. They're always going to test you. But we've done this enough that she knows that if she jumps off my lap, I'm just going to pick her up and put her back on my lap. So as angry as she is and as pissed as she is, she knows that it's her job to stay on this towel. Now, the only reason I pick her up and adjust her is because the hair that's coming out the most is on this skirt down here that she hasn't fully primed out yet. Don't bite me. No, you can't go back back in the carrier either. Now you can't see it in the video, but there's just as much fur coming off of his chin as there was when we started. See my comments full again. But the reason you want to go slow here is you don't want to pull out any of the live fur. You want her to keep that. You just want all the dead fur that's shedding. But they've got such fine fur and it's so wispy that it clings to the other fur. So it's kind of hard to get out. Yeah, you go ahead and carpet munch there. She's trying to eat her own poop while she's sitting on a lot of things. That's how you know they're not too distressed. Resigned to her fate of getting groomed here. People ask me, can chinchillas be trained? Yes, chinchillas can be trained even if you didn't breed them and got them as adults. Very, very angry adults. You still train them. Oh, you may lose a little blood in the process. End up with a few scars, some pee in the eye, but they can be trained. Sorry, my dear, you just have a ton of fur. And for up here still. I don't look like she's got a lot of fur, but if I go like this, you're gonna see this huge wad of fur that just came out. This fur, and this chinchilla didn't look very hairy when we started. Well, I guess she did, she wanted fur to it. But compared to what she looked like 2 weeks ago, this one isn't that bad. So when you think you've got to a point that you've got 80% of the fur on this type, and I say that loosely because this is going to keep coming, you can use a sticky lint roller or one of these weird fabric ones. Now, we don't like to use these in show and dry climates because they create a static charge, but they're reusable, and for chinchillas like this, they're great because they pull out the fur without hurting them. So you can see I'm just collecting fur on that. And then you just have it like this. And knock that fur off. And you see there's such fine fur just floats everywhere. See the static charge on her? That is crazy. Oh. Now I really only brushed her back because she's being really good and hasn't actually drawn any blood yet this time. I kind of dread to do her near her belly. She doesn't like it. She don't look too bad down there. I don't feel any gnats. Yeah, look at all that fur she got coming out. This is why I use a towel, so you can kind of grind the fur into the towel. The only thing I'd say is after you wash stuff like this, it's been covered in chinchilla fur, run the clean cycle on your washer. Otherwise you'll end up with this stuff everywhere in your sheets and your dress clothes and all kinds of stuff. You just kind of reach. She don't like me brushing down here, but I can kind of reach down here and feel if she got any gnats. And you can kind of see how long her fur is. So this is all new fur that's come in, and this is old fur that's come out, and it's bound together and formed a mat. And this one isn't a very tight mat, but they're not very comfortable. So the test of truth on these, if you got all the current dead fur out, is you breathe on your hand. Now rub it over the chin. And if your hand comes away clean, then you've got all the dead fur. Yay, don't you feel better? Jesus, no. I hate you. You're like a quarter of the chin that you were.